Hello ladies and gentlemen. In this video we're discussing Update 8 of my Fallout 4 mod, the Masterwork Architecture Project. The mod at present adds 139 extra objects to the game, and more are to come. Right now it's fairly limited in that it only adds floors, walls, ceilings, rails, and stairs. I'm working on some roof designs, but it's hard to make something that I'm actually happy with. I've also been working on some other stuff that people have suggested, such as half walls, but I want to get this update out to you guys since it changes so much already. One of the biggest things in this update is a huge snap point rework, as well as some object properties that'll hopefully make object snapping indoors and outdoors a lot easier. The only real drawback that I've encountered so far is that it is really easy to accidentally snap objects inside of another object. However, I do feel this is tolerable as it does allow for some more creative designs. I've received multiple comments about making more 3D stuff instead of relying on normal maps so heavily. However, relying on normal maps has two benefits. First, it allows me to keep the poly count low, and to my understanding, the settlement cap uses poly count to determine settlement supply usage. The other benefit is that I can reuse the same textures for multiple things, which greatly benefits console users since they have a finite amount of space allotted to them for mods. Finally, I'm almost always working on improving my texturing, as I do feel it is one of my shortcomings when it comes to object design. As of this moment, I am mostly happy with where they're at, so I can work on other things that are more important. As a side note, all of the textures I made for this are created entirely in Blender. It's really cool to be able to make realistic looking textures in a procedural environment like that, and I think it'll allow me to make some really cool designs in the future, especially when I can afford to get something like Substance Painter. Alright, with that out of the way, I want to go ahead and show off the object snapping that I was talking about. So if I come indoors, which has been the primary concern, and go into the build menu, and over to my tab, and go into walls, I can now snap walls to various locations. And it's going to be a lot easier to actually do those indoor designs that you want to do. And it should work for everything, so I should be able to come over here to doorways, which can be a little bit finicky indoors, and I should be able to snap them just fine. So they seem to be working as I intended. However, there's still going to be a little bit of clipping issues. Like here you can see the white brick wall is clipping into this inner stucco wall. And then you can also see it over here with the Institute Ascends and this small tile wall here. As you can see, there it is. And I'm not 100% sure what I could do to fix that. What it is it's more or less Z fighting. The textures are overlaying one another, and it's just going to be an issue. And I'm not 100% sure how it is I want to fix it. There's all kinds of ways I might be able to. But for now, I think it's better that I just leave it as is and hope that you guys don't mind it too much. The ones that really bug me is when they clip like this, and that's because they are laying right on top of one another. I don't know why it's not doing it to the sides here, but I'm sure it's just some weird issue. I don't know. Anyways, that pretty much covers showing you that, and I do have some snap points on the rails here, so you can snap them to the floor stairways. It is, however, super finicky, and I'm trying to make it better. However, I think there's like a collision mesh issue, maybe a nav mesh issue. I don't think it would be. It might be a snap point issue. It's up in the air. I'm trying to figure it out. Some of them work with having a rail back there, and some of them don't. As you can see, this one works. And it's just pretty much touch and go as I move on with working on the mod. Some of the textures I don't have set up for being rotated 90 degrees. As you can see, I did it for the curved ones. If you want me to do the floor stairways, I'll go ahead and get a 90 degree rotated one in there for you, so that you don't have to worry about this mismatched texture issue. And also, that pretty much gets to the end of that. The snapping continues onto the roof as well, so you can snap up here. You should be able to snap on the outside. As you can see, it can be a little jumpy and I will plan on actually adding some curved foundations to go with these, but for now what you could do is use a curved floor and then go ahead and snap one of these right down here. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. I got a whole bunch of snap point stuff done. I got a whole bunch of object properties added to make it a lot easier to do object overlapping, so you can have some pretty creative designs like you see here, where we have one type of wall on the outside and different ones on the inside. I am working on the Z-fighting texture issues, but it's going to take some time. This is not an issue I believe I can actually fix. It is something that is just going to have to end up being the way it is. I do think it is a collision box issue, or maybe it's something to do with those being a prefab and having a bounding box of a certain size. I'm not sure. I will end up getting all the extra stuff added. I do want to add a curved stairway so we can have like circular towers going up to defensive positions and stuff like that. It's just going to take me some time. I am dealing with some health issues, so as I deal with that, I will gradually be able to work on more and more stuff. I am hoping to get disability soon, which will hopefully allow me to actually start live streaming when I'm either gaming or modding Fallout 4 or Space Engineers. So we'll find out as it goes on. The latest I'll hear is April 22nd, so we have till then. But I will keep working on the stuff here. My next biggest update for this, I believe, is getting the roofs out. Somebody suggested a curved one. Somebody suggested just like a normal slanted roof, kind of like these are. And then somebody wanted half walls, a vertical and a horizontal half wall, so they can have certain designs through those. And I should be able to get those out relatively quick, but I do have stuff I have to work on for Space Engineers. Once I'm done with that, I'll be able to come back over here and get the rest of the work done that I'd like to. A special thanks to everyone who's written wonderfully supportive messages and to those that have donated to me. It's with your support that I desire to continue creating content that entertains you and helps you learn. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to shoot me a message through one of the many methods provided. If you wish to donate, I have a Patreon link in the description below. It comes with a few benefits, such as prioritizing any requests for help or mod creation. More benefits will arise as the community grows. Thank you, and have a lovely day.